Hey everybody, this is Michael, and I am with Dumpster Goat. And guess what? This is our very first shoot, and it's going to be our very first video for people wanting to get into the business of dumpster delivering, dumpster rentals. It's going to kind of be like a how-to and inclusive as to what's all goes on behind the scenes when you're delivering dumpsters. A lot of folks get into this business thinking it's an easy business, which it is fairly easy to get into, but there are a lot of hiccups on the way, and that's part of this video because when I got into the business, I never realized everything that really goes on. You just go to a dealer, you buy a dumpster, buy a trailer, truck, you think you got a business, but there is more behind the scenes. It's not as profitable as everybody thinks it is, and you just get to go home and do whatever you want to do. There's still a lot of hard work, but anyway, what this video and maybe hopefully future videos is to show folks at home what really goes behind the scenes. And if you're wanting to get into this business, we'll be here to show you some tips, secrets, some mistakes. So what we're going to do today is we have a dumpster pickup to do. We are in Florida, so we're going to Wildwood. And we're going to pick up a dumpster and we're going to take it to the landfill, empty it, and return it back. So the biggest part of a day, and most days, is picking or delivering a dumpster, picking up your dumpster, and emptying your dumpster. So there's really three things that you do with dumpster business. This is your three main things: it's emptying, delivering, and picking them up. Today we're only going to do a pickup and an empty, so it really doesn't take too much time. But depending on your customer base, where you're located, what city, what state, traffic conditions, I'm not really sure on everybody's condition, but we normally on a full day is 3 pickups, 3 deliveries, and 3 empties, and that pretty much consumes your whole day. So today is an easy day. We're just going to do a pickup, like I said, and empty. We're not going to do any type of delivering. We're going to one of my better customers. I've been doing the business with this customer for probably 6 months. They're a construction site, so we've been doing all their construction dumpster work for them. And this customer's about wrapped up with his job, so we are going to do a final removal of his dumpster. So enjoy the ride. We've got a ways to go, and we'll catch you. I believe we're going to be stuck in a traffic jam here shortly. Somebody had an accident on 75, and that's exactly where we're headed. So it's a great Friday, and we'll give you a little tour as to what the rental world of dumpsters is like. We'll see you back. Okay, everybody, we're not there yet. There was an accident on the northbound side. We're going south. Somebody unfortunately hit a bridge, and it's caused a pileup from north of Ocala to south of Ocala, and we're happen. You know, you just gotta be patient and work with the people on the road, because it gets crazy out here, especially on Fridays. Happens to be a Friday as well, and so you just gotta be patient. And this is one of those things that takes time. So just thought I'd bring that to your attention, that there's all kinds of crazy things that happen on the highway. So take your time, be patient. We'll scan around and show you some traffic. All right, we'll see you on the next stop. Okay, so we finally made it, got through the traffic. So we're at the job site. Like I said earlier, we're going to do the final removal. Some things are just a little bit more harder to do than the other. Yeah, you go first. Yes, sir. And as you see, some of our customers like to overflow our dumpsters, but this one's not too bad. First thing I always try to do is make sure the door has got a chain on it, some sort, at least a secondary lock, because these locks that they put on these dumpsters are not that great. You don't want to spill load on the customer yard. And then, of course, the house is locked. And then you just kind of do like a walk around the dumpster. Make sure your rails are lined up on your trailer. truck in neutral if you can, without it being a safety concern. One, sometimes the truck rolls easier than the dumpster, and it doesn't cause all the grooves and the cutting into the, sometimes they got beautiful lawns, you don't want to cut into the beautiful lawn, so it's easier sometimes just to leave the truck in neutral. See how the truck is moving back to it? Back here is what I'm referring to. At all possible, try to leave your vehicle in neutral so the truck rolls back with the dumpster. If you don't, you'll get bigger grooves than this, and this ain't so pretty on a St. Augustine lawn. So you try not to mess up the customer's concrete or lawn, anything like that. What I normally do, I just shuffle it back. It's not a big deal on this, because this is a new construction site. They won't complain about it. But you will have a customer that, if you do that to their lawn, they will complain, which they all have already. But, so, got it up on the trailer at this point. Next thing we're going to do is just secure the top. We're bringing the top over to the dumpster. Change of plans. We're not going to go back up north through all that traffic, so we're going to have to go all the way around, probably about 30 miles, 20 miles out of the way, but it's better than sitting in traffic for an hour, a couple hours actually. Some of the drivers were talking about sitting in traffic for over an hour and a half. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Inverness and back through Dunellen, and then we'll have to go to the dump another day. We'll just have to logistically plan it correctly. That's part of the game, is things come up like this all the time, and you just gotta work with it. And so today, what we're going to do is take this one back and drop it off at storage, and take it to the dump on another day. So let's get out of this hot sun and head towards Inverness, and we'll fill you in on some more. So here's another expense. You gotta keep your crew full and happy. So I'm going to splurge and spend a lot of money and fill their bellies up with McDonald's. How about that? So just thinking, there's a couple things that you always, with this job, have to worry about. And of course it's maintenance. So one of your biggest running costs of this business is flats in a day, or maybe just one flat a week. But tires is your number one running cost, and you gotta watch out for them, especially in Florida with all the heat on these highways. The worst thing is to do is promise the customer a dumpster at a certain time and not be able to make that time. So keep an eye on your tires. You know, make time. You got to make time to put the truck into the shop, have them do the maintenance. Make sure they're checking your belts. You just want to be on time. You know, that's just, you don't want to promise the customer a time and not be able to meet it. And if you can't meet it, reach out, call them. It's not that big of a deal. What most people don't like is no communication. So if you don't communicate to them at all, and you have a breakdown, I guarantee you're not going to have that customer again, or they just might cancel you completely. So always keep your maintenance on your vehicle and keep an eye on your tires every day. Inspect them. It's very handy to have the gauge display. It shows me my tire pressures all the time. If one of them starts dropping, I know I need to pull over and start looking at it. I actually carry a plug kit in the back of the truck, so if I have to, I can pull over and plug it, pull the nail, plug it, and then air it up to get to the gas station, air it up. So anyway, just tips like that keep you rolling and keeps your customers happy. All right, so here's another one. Here's another expense. This is probably about, depending on how busy you are, like I said, where you're at, where your location. Right now, fuel is at $3.46 for diesel. So we probably do this once a day, and I will show you what we end up pumping here shortly. So, give or take, this is what it normally costs for me daily to run 2 or 3 dumpsters a day, depending on what you do, where you're located. Of course, that all changes. But 3 biggest expenses in this business. There's more expenses, but the 3 biggest are: 1, your time; 2, fuel; 3, dump fees. Like I said, I know there's more expenses out there, like insurance and whatnot, but those are not huge. These are your 3 largest expenses. We're moving on. All right, guys, we're back. About 3 hours later, and we didn't get what we set out to do. We wanted to pick up a dumpster and empty it and then bring it back. So the only thing we really got done was we picked the dumpster up so the customer could pour their concrete. They're finished with their project there. So we did get the dumpster off the customer's property, but we didn't get it emptied. So that happens. If you're up to challenges for logistical, to customers who are most time fairly really happy with your service. Like I said, the only thing you don't want to do is promise a customer something that you can't deliver. But yeah, in a normal day, you really like to get a couple deliveries done and a couple empties done. But some days you just can't do it. So traffic jams, customers want you to pick up a dumpster when it wasn't scheduled. But yeah, I mean, that's just part of the business. And later on we'll go into more of the expenses and the maintenance of the whole business. Yeah, so I'm excited, and I'll see you next time. This is a wrap.
Say subscribe.
What?
Say subscribe.
Oh yeah, my film editor is telling me to tell you guys to hit the subscribe and like button. It's very important on YouTube. I'm finding all this out. I don't know. I'm an old man. See you next time.